There is nothing wrong with you. There was never anything wrong with you. All the times you thought you were broken, you were just in pain, and rightly so. Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls. My name is Dan. This is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements. We have a pretty big, pretty fiery download, but before we get into that, I just want to remind you that I am doing a personal reading giveaway. So someone is going to win a personal reading from me. If you want to enter that giveaway, just comment in the comments down below, good. And make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. If you want to be extra doubly sure that you are definitely in this giveaway, you can also follow me on my Instagram. That's in the description box below. So yeah, let's get into the download. You are about to set fire to everything. And from that fire, you will birth the newest and strongest version of yourself. My gosh, like all of these readings, I really feel like has been so about, like for the last 2 weeks, has been just about, there's this part of you that is just so, has been hidden away, locked away for so long. And every day, every moment, you are trying to find ways to trust yourself more, to believe in yourself more, to honor yourself more. And every time you're chipping away at the cage that is around your truest and highest self, and you are like almost there, like you're almost all the way through. And when you do, like things are gonna burn so bright, so beautifully, but also everything that doesn't align with you, it's going to be burnt out of your life. If you feel like certain people are leaving your life right now, it's because they are starting to burn. And it's a cleansing fire. It's a purifying fire. This is what needs to happen so that everything around you perfectly aligns with the person that you are becoming. So that when you are leaving the cocoon and becoming the butterfly, that your environment is perfectly set for you to thrive. The parts of you that have served their purpose are being divinely burned away to leave room for your strongest self to come through. Like, I never remember what the download said, and I just kind of went on my own tangent. There it is. There it absolutely is. They're being divinely burned away. We have the Five of Cups. We have the King of Swords. You are going to be losing some things. You are going to be losing some people. You might be in the process right now of losing certain people. And you might think to yourself, like, why? Why is this person acting this way? Why is this person not supporting me in the way that they used to? Why is my job it was so good and now it's kind of bad and now it's really toxic? Like, why am I feeling pushed out of this situation? You are changing. On a spiritual level, on a cellular level, you are changing. And the things that don't vibe with you, the things that literally don't vibrate with you, they're already sensing the change. Even if you can't feel, like, you might be able to feel a very, like, I feel like for a lot of you, you're starting to feel the shift, but it's a very internal thing, and it's how you're dealing with the emotions that you are having and your reactions and the way that you are honoring yourself. It feels like a really personal journey, but everyone can feel it. Everyone can feel that you are changing, and the things that don't align with you, they are feeling it very intensely. And that's why there are certain people that just don't message you back anymore, that maybe aren't as communicative with you anymore, that maybe aren't as supportive with you anymore. They can feel that change and they're super threatened by it, and they are having to like twist it another way. Like the feeling that they get is threatened because they see you stepping into a light. Now, they won't ever say that they're feeling threatened by you. They're going to say it's because of this, that, and the other. It's because they're feeling threatened of you. You're going to lose some things, but you're going to be on your ish very soon. Very, 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 very soon. Like, as soon as I said very soon, like, I've literally heard like a ringing in my ear. just for like a moment. Okay. The parts of you that have served their purpose are being divinely burned away to leave room for your strongest self to come through. A fighter, a loudmouth, the life of the party. You will have the confidence to stay or to leave any and every environment. Like, that was really, really important, that message that came through. Like, you will be strong enough and have the confidence not only to stay anywhere that you want to stay, but also to leave. Sometimes we can feel really, really pressured to stay somewhere where everyone else is staying and where everyone else is saying that this is the best place to be. And we can feel that, like, if we leave, that we might be missing out on something. But you're going to have the confidence to be like, this isn't for me. This isn't for me anymore. I'm not having fun here anymore. I'm not getting anything out of this anymore. I'm not my best self here. I feel really uncomfortable and I don't get along with anyone here. So why am I here? I would have a better time at home by myself. I'd have a better time being at home by myself, journaling, meditating, working on the things that I'm working on. And you guys might be having fun together, but I know that I'm not having fun here and I'm not progressing here. So I'm going to go to where I'm going to have more fun and I'm going to progress more. Literally, like, that takes so much strength and so much confidence, because when other people are staying in a place and they're so convinced that this is the place to be, we can start to gaslight ourselves. We can start to second guess the feelings that our body and our mind are trying to tell us. We can convince ourselves that, oh no, I'm enjoying myself here. This is fine. You're going to have the confidence not only to stay in places, but to leave. You will be the center of every room you walk into. It's that light. It's that light that's been glowing and is just getting brighter and brighter. You might not see or feel how that light is getting brighter and brighter, but everyone else can see it. Like, it's blinding. But I know that it's harder for you to really see the effect of it, because for you, getting to this point, it's dirty, it's messy, it's painful going through all of this stuff and having to chip away at the cage that is stopping your highest self from being free. It's a painful process. It doesn't feel light to you. It doesn't feel glowy. It doesn't feel beautiful. But you doing that work, it is changing how you're showing up. It is setting your light free and people are seeing it. Strength, 2 of Wands. The way that you are just leveling up. Like, people from your past are looking at you, like people from your past, I'm thinking high school, you know, are seeing you and being like, oh my God, I did not expect them to be like that. And they're unrecognizable. Like, the only way that they can really recognize you is because of your face. But even that, they have to like double take, because your energy makes you look so different. You don't look lost. You don't look shy. You look so assured within yourself. It's like they're like tripping. Like, your energy reads so differently that you almost look like a different person. No more wallflower. You are the prom queen. You are the prom king. You are dancing everywhere that you go, and you have stopped giving a flying F. You're setting yourself free. Like, I just want to swear and jump around. Like, I'm so happy that this version of you is going to come to fruition. Like, I am so excited. I am so excited. We have the Star, Page of Wands, 2 of Cups. You doing this work, you are showing up as the star. You are becoming this light. You are sharing so much of your light and your healing with other people. You don't even know that there are so many people that feel so healed from you, that feel so inspired by you, that you shining like this is literally destined. This is divinely destined, because the journey that you have taken to come to this place of love it's a journey that like everyone has to go through. You aren't really like special for going through it, but you are special in that you have, and you are going to be such a guide for the people that are lost, are still so lost, and are not yet accepting and loving of themselves. You are healing them, and you are finding your people through that process. You exist perfectly, and you always have been. You have always been perfect. This actually came up in a download that I chose not to show not to film. And this message came through of you are perfect and you always have been. Because somewhere along the way you got it into your head that you weren't perfect. Maybe I will film that reading. Sorry, I'm just going up to it now. Okay. I'm feeling really cold. I'm just gonna have to do it now. We're just inserting 11:11. We're inserting this download into the middle of this down. Actually, let me mark where I was in this download so that, okay, it's gonna be a big one. Okay, let me just put a little sign in there. Okay, let's go. This is a few days ago. Okay, this download actually came to me like in the middle of the night. Like I was up awake and I think I was just about to fall asleep, and I like woke up and I had to just like note it down on my phone. There is nothing wrong with you. There was never anything wrong with you. All the times you thought you were broken, you were just in pain, and rightly so. Things around you were unfair, sometimes abusive. You are allowed to be sad. You were too young to see it, but you just thought you weren't strong enough to deal with it. I really feel like there were things going on around you when you were a child that you can probably see now that there were things affecting you. Maybe the way that your family was impacting you, or maybe a parental figure was a certain way with you that just made you feel so weak, so hurt, but you kind of felt like you were just wrong. Like there was just something wrong with you. And that you were just dumb or broken, or like, and that even your feelings around not being able to work properly were, you felt weak for being upset. You were too young to see it. You just thought you weren't strong enough to deal with it. But you were never meant to be strong enough to deal with it, because you never should have gone through that. Your reactions to those things happening around you were perfect. You were perfectly reacting to the things that were going on around you. The times that you were hurt, the times that you were upset, the times that you were confused. You can look back on that and be like, yeah, like an example could be, say you had a parent that was like highly critical, and no matter what would happen, they would pick at you, and you'd just feel like you couldn't go anywhere or do anything without being criticized. Now you can look back on that and be like, okay, I had a very critical parent, and I can understand how that was a projection of themselves and how they were dealing with themselves, and an extension of the parenting that they had. But how did you take that as a child? You took that as, I'm bad at this, and I'm over emotional, and I always do this wrong, and I always do that wrong, and I'm just wrong. Everything that I do is wrong. I was born wrong. I'm made wrong. There is something wrong with me. And in those moments, you could have felt like you weren't perfect, and that maybe you struggled with the idea that you weren't perfect, because not only were you highly criticized, but you got upset about that. And you can look back and be like, you know what? That was a bit effed. That was a bit messed up. There was never anything wrong with me. There was never anything wrong with you. And you can see that. But you can also see how you perfectly reacted to that situation. You never overreacted to that situation. You were perfectly upset. You were perfectly hurt. And everything that came from that was you working perfectly. You are perfect, and you always have been. Because when those things happen to anyone, you're supposed to be upset. And when people come at you a certain way, you are supposed to fight back. And when people call you names or criticize you or do these things, you're supposed to feel hurt. A child is supposed to feel hurt by those things. You were young and you didn't know better, and now you're older and you're still masking the pain of feeling broken, like you don't fit, like you don't work. Go back to this pain under the coping mechanisms, under the drinking, the smoking, the procrastination, the self-sabotage. Go back to it and tell this feeling that this feeling is okay, that this feeling is right. You are right to feel sad. You were right to be in pain. Your feelings were never wrong. You were never wrong. Your feelings are allowed to exist. They are right to exist. And the more you let it exist, instead of hurrying to numb it, cover it up, or logic it out, the faster you will be able to let it go. I do feel good now that I have given that download. I hope that brought some kind of peace of mind to, I don't know, if it gave something to one of you, I know it would have been worth it. I felt like I held back on that download because it's quite heavy. But I can see how the universe kind of drew me back to it in the middle of this one. So now I want to get this energy back up and moving into like a really fun and groovy play. So you exist perfectly and you always have been. Let's pick it up. You walk in your power more confident and more radiant than ever. This is the day, this is the month, this is the year when your whole life changes. And I feel like you'll already know that. You'll feel that. Like you're going to look back on 2023 or whenever it is that you reach this reading and be like, that was when everything changed. That's when everything changed. Everything that you have worked for, it comes through for you right now. High Priestess, the Fool, the World. Stop. The way the universe is flirting with me right now, with the way that it's just like, oh, we're just going to give your good collective like all the good messages. We're gonna be so in alignment. Look at the way that this message is being reinforced. This internal world, this divine guidance, this playfulness, and the world, everything that you have worked for, it comes through for you right now. Are you kidding me? You are contagious, you are addictive, you are pure love, and people cannot get enough of you. I just want to stare at these cards. Deadass, I just want to stare at these cards all day. The feeling that it gives me, if you want to drop in the comments, the feeling that these cards give you, what feeling do these cards give you right now? Because I feel giddy. I feel hopeful. I feel connected. I feel empowered. That is the energy radiating off these cards, and this is the energy that is coming towards you right now, that you have earned, the way that you are unlocking yourself, the way that you are breaking through and letting your divine daydreamer self through, your highest manifestor you. Everything is coming through. Everything that you have been working for is coming through right now. The people who are intimidated, jealous, or just don't get you, they have been filtered out, and now all that is left is dozens, hundreds, thousands of people who are magnetized towards you, because you literally help people to love themselves. We talked about this before, like the way that you're coming through to heal people, the way that you are the ocean and just water everyone. You give so much healing. You literally help others to free themselves and be themselves, because that's the journey that you've been through. And like, I literally made a note in here to say shivers, because when I got this download, like, shivers all the way up me. We have the Hermit, we have the Emperor, we have the Nine of Swords. The way that you have been on your little solo mission to work through everything that you've been through, the way that you have let your feelings exist, like that other download that I mentioned, like the way that you have gone back to those parts of yourself that felt so broken, alienated, abandoned, and told them. And if you haven't, like, do this process. Go and find the versions of yourself. For me, there are some childhood versions of me that felt just so wrong. She'd hide under her blankets and cry. She'd like slam herself into her room and just like try and keep the outside world outside, because if it was outside, it couldn't hurt her, because she felt like the world was going to hurt her because she was just so wrong. And she'd cry under her covers, or she'd put furniture up against the door so that like no one could come in, or she'd climb into her wardrobe so she could just be so protected and just cry. Found those parts of myself, and I was just like, how you feel is right. You should be feeling this way. You absolutely should be feeling this way. What's going on around you isn't fair. What's going on around you isn't right. The way you're being treated isn't okay. You are allowed to exist like this, and I love and accept you for existing like this. That journey, finding that part of yourself that felt like you weren't allowed to exist in the way that you were existing, that you needed to constantly adjust the way that you were existing. When you go to them, you find them and you tell them you love them, you do that intuitive work, that solo work, that individual work. That is when you become that Emperor energy. That is when you have completely united all the parts of yourselves, not just the love and light, but the hurt, the darkness, the shadow. When you've gone to them and you're like, you know what? I see why you exist. I see your pain. I see why you're hurt. You should be hurt. You should be upset about these things. You are right to. You are perfect. You are perfect. You have the power to heal and ignite. And this is just one of many of your supernatural powers. You have the power to heal and ignite. It is so important for you to continue on this journey, to make sure that you are continuously fostering this power within you. Your energy inherently heals. Your energy inherently ignites. It's like a wildfire. Your energy, your love, and your healing spreads through people. It's an unstoppable force, because once someone is affected and touched by your healing, by your energy, by your joy, they share it with the next person and the next person. Like, it's a chain that just continues on forever. That is the power that you have and the power that you hold. We have the Four of Pentacles, we have Death, and we have the Hanged One. You are showing people how to let go of the parts of themselves that need to die away. The parts of themselves that were trying to protect themselves, but only kept them trapped. only kept them in a place where they were not being the most authentic self. And you know all those places, because you know what it's like to not be your authentic self. You know what it's like to be a people pleaser. You know what it's like to abandon yourself, sacrifice yourself for someone else. And you can see that ish from a mile away. And that's how you help people. That's how you help people. And you can like see it and not even say anything about it. You just need to exist exactly as you are, and people feel that energy. They feel it. Soon you'll be burning so bright, it will be impossible for you to be ignored. It will be impossible for your light to be dimmed or denied. It was all for this. Everything up to now was for this moment. We have, like, I'm just gonna bring it back to this. Okay, we have the high priestess. This is above and below. This is you being divinely in tune. And what do we have here? We had the Fool and we had the World. 0 and 21. The start and the end of the cycle. Full circle. Full circle here. This is the start of the higher arcana. This is the end of the higher arcana. This is everything you have worked for coming through for you now. It was all for this. Everything up to now was for this moment. And when this happens, you will understand why you had to go through everything you went through. You're coming towards the end of the cycle. And again, the cycle's going to start again. There's going to be a new journey for you to learn. But this has been years, decades in the making when this is coming up for you. And when this happens, when you set yourself free, you will understand why you had to go through every little thing, every little relationship, every little part of this that you had to gain and lose. You will understand why. This has got to be one of my favorite readings I've ever done. Let's get into these oracle cards. Let's close it up. A reminder that if you want to get a personal reading, and I love doing personal readings because it's just like, it's like when I read my friends. Like, things get a little bit more detailed. We get a little bit more intuitive hits. If you want to enter, make sure you are subscribed. Drop it into the comments below. Good. And if you want to be extra doubly sure, make sure you are following my Instagram page. But if you don't have Instagram, that's fine. I'm gonna be very careful and intentional with how I am making sure that I am taking down everyone that comments good. And if you've already done it, I will comment back if I've taken down your name. But yeah, let's have the oracle cards. 23. Give to the mind and it gives back. The mind, inspiration, mood, cycle. Going into your internal world. If you give to yourself, go to the parts of yourself, spend some intentional time not being dissociated or not being not present. It's very easy to be kind of not present with your thoughts when you're watching a YouTube video or kind of scrolling. These are the things that the universe wants you to switch off for a moment and give to your mind. Do not be ashamed, not of your thorns or of your flowers, blessings and curses, psyche, self-love, beauty. Do not be ashamed, not of your thorns or of your flowers. This is really to reiterate. You are perfect. Even the darkest parts of yourself are perfect. They have always been perfect. You have always been perfect. Do not be ashamed of the darkest parts of yourself, the hurt parts, the imperfect, flawed parts. No, they are perfect. And redefine what perfect means to you. Perfect does not mean without flaw. Perfect means that you are operating perfectly. And if someone hurts you, you get upset. That is you as a soul working perfectly, because that's what's meant to happen. And we can grow and we can learn and we can get stronger from that. That's also perfect. But you have always been perfect. You have always been perfect. I want you to drop it into the comments. I am perfect and I always have been. This has got me so G'd up, this reading. I don't think I've ever been so like energized. Y'all gave that to me. Thank you so much for letting me be in your energy, because I tap into the energy of this collective and it is one of the best parts of my day. Thank you so much for joining me. Enter into the reading giveaway and I'll see you in the next reading.